I forgot that game existed. It felt like everyone forgot it was a thing after some players disappeared months after it shut down. One thing, how did you manage to document a detailed history of it? Almost all traces of NovaVerse disappeared off the internet after it shut down, seemingly lost to time, and this was only after the bodies started piling up. Since you documented the hacking craze of NovaVerse that happened from 2014 to 2017, I have something to confess. I was one of those hackers, though I think the term script kiddie would be more appropriate because I mostly used other people's scripts instead of coming up with my own. I wasn't always a hacker or script kiddie. In 2008, back when I was 8 years old, I joined NovaVerse under the username Aaron884. Like most others who joined NovaVerse as children, I joined it to make friends and have fun playing games, etc. I did make a decent amount of friends there too. NovaVerse had many players that spoke tons of different languages, and English isn't my first language, so I didn't speak or understand much English at the time I joined NovaVerse, but seeing some of the friends I met there speak it helped me get used to the language. However, my family moved to the other side of the country in 2013, and I'd never get to see many of the friends I had in real life again. My parents divorced shortly after, which didn't help. I became a recluse both in real life and online, and would shut out acts of love and help as a result. In 2014, thinking it would help with my loneliness, I got into third-party cheating and hacking programs like Cheat Engine, Python injectors, etc., and would look for other MMORPGs with security that was ineffective, outdated, or non-existent. Eventually, I met other cheat engine-loving script kiddies like me, and we would occasionally use the third-party cheating and hacking programs we had to troll on other MMOs with poor security. We started off by going to Roblox games with poor security and using scripts to repeatedly kill players' avatars, or play audio that would never be allowed on Roblox like Fuck the Police by NWA. We didn't get a hold of people's personal information or exploit the chatting systems to say inappropriate things. Well, eventually, we began doing the latter not too long after that, but we never stopped as low as to do the former. In MMOs with poor security, we usually just made our avatars do weird things such as performing swimming animations on land, making our avatars change appearances repeatedly, spamming the chats with ASCII middle fingers or swastikas, etc., to annoy average players. That same year, my group set its sights on NovaVerse upon hearing it's become a popular hotspot for script kiddies with third-party cheating and hacking programs. By then I had forgotten about NovaVerse and was suddenly met with a lot of memories. I was saddened by how management seemed to have stopped caring about the game's security, but I figured that some more hacking would be a wake-up call to the management of NovaVerse. We decided we would start small when it came to hacking, by using the most common method, trolling people by bypassing the chats filter. We were a bunch of stupid kids, so we mostly said juvenile shit like, gay porn, sex, smoking crack will give you $5,000, and shrooms are good for you kids. We also would spam the chat with ASCII versions of the troll face, which usually either annoyed other users or made them laugh. When we discovered more extreme scripts that could crash entire servers, we set our sights on the least populated servers upon finding out they were less moderated, which allowed people to engage in behavior that ranged from sketchy to straight up inappropriate. There were weirdos in those servers who would roleplay themselves doing coke or having sex, so we would use the script that crashed entire servers for the sake of annoying those players. However, we would soon become obsessed with crashing servers. Sometimes we'd just crash servers for fun, or if someone looked at us the wrong way. The server, Saffron, would crash approximately 16 times a day thanks to me. Some players started to idolize us. I remember there was this one time where I was messing around with scripts that made my avatar perform weird animations, and some kid came up to me and started saying things like, "This lacquer is so cool," and "I love this lacquer." Lacquer being an attempt to get around the chat filter as it wouldn't allow you to actually say hacker. Some thought it was just ridiculous for others to idolize us, saying things like, "Guys, you're wasting your time watching lacquers lack." We would soon take our hacking methods to servers with higher populations, and our hacking methods slowly became worse. We started doing what we could to slow down the game. Our methods were summoning spam bots that would appear as the avatar of newly registered accounts, or making our avatars giant and trampling all over highly populated rooms, for the purpose of annoying other players. We also created a script that would disconnect all players in whatever room we were in, basically whatever we did to ruin the game for everyone. We were the worst kind of assholes. Well, we looked like that at first. Our silly fun soon turned into something morbid. In August of 2015, someone in my hacking group, who we'll call Nathan, managed to hack his way into the infamous hidden monopark area. Nathan decided to use a script to get the code from the room, containing the data of players who were permanently banned or had their accounts deleted. However, he soon came across a text file. What it contained was an address in the Yonkers area. Nathan was curious on where the address led to, but lived outside of New York. One of the people in our hacking group, let's call him Carl, happened to live near Yonkers, and he decided it would be a good idea to go to that address with some friends. What Carl and his friends found was a house near a river. But not just any house. This house looked as if nobody lived in it for 20 to 30 years. One of those kids, we'll call him Charles, thought it'd be funny to play around in the river, but he would come across something that would leave him scared for life. What Charles found in the river was a corpse. Charles jumped out of the river screaming, and urging Carl and his other friends to call the cops, which they did. The police showed up and collected the body found in the river. However, they couldn't identify the body. At least not yet. After Carl and his friends made that morbid discovery, Carl stopped playing NovaVerse out of disgust. Nathan stopped too, out of guilt for indirectly scarring Carl, Charles and their friends. Soon enough, we all stopped playing NovaVerse for good. Little did we know, the fruits of Nathan, Carl and Charles's labor helped expose the true nature of NovaVerse. The body wasn't identified until February of 2017. The body was identified as Rukia Dervisevic, also known as Crimson 723, a former moderator of NovaVerse. She had disappeared off the face of the internet in 2013. Sweet Mist Interactive had claimed she resigned from the game and was living a normal happy life outside of NovaVerse, but she also had stopped posting on any social media she was on that same year, which raised concerns. This prompted a police investigation of Sweet Mist, leading to the arrest of many Sweet Mist employees, Sweet Mist being exposed as tied to a dangerous cult, and ultimately the shutdown of NovaVerse. I regretted being a hacker up until that point. I am 25 now. I've since given up hacking MMOs and started keeping a low profile on the internet, as the cult Sweet Mist is tied to is still out there somewhere, and I am worried they are stalking me. They've opened operations in my hometown. I've seen them. They don't wear big long robes like stereotypical cultists would, they dress like your average Joe. They could be anyone. If I don't post or respond to any messages for a long time, they have already come for me. Don't try to save me. Don't call me, don't text me, etc. I beg of you. If you do, they will come for not only you, but also your family. This was the last post from Dutch hacker Aaron de Jong before he disappeared from the internet. We got no updates about him in real life.